You know Spider-Man, right? The hero, the suit, the powers. Everyone loves him, but no one really talks about his real life. It's not as cool as it looks. It's actually kind of sad. Peter Parker was just a normal kid, living with Aunt May and Uncle Ben. No parents, no fancy life, just simple. At school, he wasn't popular. He was quiet, shy, and mostly ignored. One day, everything changed. A spider bit him. At first, nothing happened, but slowly, things started to change. He became stronger, faster, different. One moment changed everything. He had a chance to stop a criminal, but he didn't. He let him go because he thought it wasn't his problem. Later that night, that same man came back, and Peter lost everything. Uncle Ben was gone. After that, he became Spider-Man. Not for fame, but because he had to. Every day was a struggle. No money, no time, no normal life. The world sees a hero, but behind the mask is just a boy, tired, broken, but still fighting. And maybe that's what makes him special. That night changed everything. Peter wasn't the same anymore. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't forget what happened. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Uncle Ben. And deep down, he knew the truth. It was his mistake. He could have stopped it, but he didn't. And that guilt stayed with him forever. And that's when he made a decision. No more running away. No more ignoring problems. If he had power, he would use it the right way. Not for fun, not for fame, but to protect others, so no one else would feel the same pain. At first, it wasn't easy. He made mistakes. He failed many times, but he kept trying. Every single day, learning, improving, becoming better. Slowly, people started noticing him. Not Peter Parker, but Spider-Man. But being Spider-Man had a cost. A big cost. He had to live two lives. One as a normal student, and one as a hero. And balancing both was almost impossible. He missed classes, lost opportunities, and slowly, people around him started leaving. That's the part no one sees. The loneliness, the silence, the nights when he sits alone, thinking about everything he lost, saving the whole city, but having no one to talk to. And still, he never stopped. Not because it was easy, but because he had to. Because he learned something very important. Life is not fair. You will lose people. You will feel pain. You will make mistakes. But what matters is you keep going, no matter what. That's what makes a real hero. Not powers, but the strength to stand up again. Even after becoming Spider-Man, he didn't win every time. Sometimes he failed. People got hurt. Things went wrong. And every failure felt like a reminder that he wasn't perfect. He questioned himself again and again. Am I really helping or making things worse? Being a hero sounds cool, but the pressure is something else. The whole city depends on you. Every decision matters. Every second counts. And if you make one mistake, people can lose everything. That kind of pressure can break anyone. And the worst part no one even knows the truth. People cheer for Spider-Man, but blame him just as fast. One day he's a hero, next day he's a villain in their eyes. No appreciation, no understanding, just expectations. And then there's love. The people he cared about were always in danger because of him. He had to make a choice: love or responsibility. And most of the time, he chose responsibility, even if it meant losing the people he loved. There were moments when he almost gave up, when everything felt too heavy, too painful, too much. He was tired, mentally, physically, but even at his lowest, he didn't quit. So why does he keep going, even after everything? Because he remembers what happens when he doesn't act. He remembers that night, that mistake, that loss, and he never wants to feel that again. Spider-Man is not special because of his powers. He's special because he keeps going, even when life keeps hitting him again and again. He falls, but he gets back up every single time. And maybe that's what we all need to learn. You don't need powers to be strong. You just need the courage to not give up. Responsibility sounds simple, but it's heavy, really heavy. Every time someone calls for help, he has to go, no matter what he's doing. No rest, no break, no escape. That's the price of being Spider-Man. While others were living their life, enjoying moments, making memories, Peter was missing everything. Birthdays, friendships, opportunities. Because being Spider-Man always came first. The hardest battles were never outside. They were inside him. The guilt, the regret, the pressure. It never left him. Even when he smiled, deep inside, he was still hurting. Maybe that's why people connect with Spider-Man. Not because he's perfect, but because he's not. He struggles, he fails, he feels pain just like us. If you feel lost sometimes, if life feels unfair, if things don't go your way, you're not alone. Even Spider-Man went through all of that. And still, he kept going. So remember this. Strength is not about power. It's about not giving up. No matter how many times life hits you, you stand up again, just like Spider-Man. And maybe, one day, you'll realize you were stronger than you ever thought. Even after everything he went through, nothing really got easier. The pain didn't go away. It stayed every single day, like a shadow, always following him, reminding him of what he lost. The nights were the hardest, when everything was quiet and the city slowed down. That's when the thoughts came. The memories, the regrets, and the silence felt louder than anything. That mask wasn't just hiding his face. It was hiding everything. His pain, his emotions, his struggles. Because behind that mask, he didn't have to pretend that he was okay. He never told anyone what he was going through. He kept it all inside, every thought, every regret, every pain. And the more he hid it, the heavier it became. But even with all that, he never stopped, because he knew if he stopped, someone else might suffer just like he did. People only saw Spider-Man swinging through the city, saving lives. They didn't see the struggle behind it. They didn't see the sacrifices, the pain. Even after becoming a hero, he was still alone, surrounded by millions, but still alone. Because no one really knew what he was going through. So why does he keep going, even after everything? Because he remembers what happens when he doesn't act. He remembers that night, that loss, that pain. And maybe that's what makes him different. Not the powers, not the suit, but the strength to keep going, even when everything inside is falling apart. Then so can you. Because strength is not about never feeling pain. It's about feeling everything and still moving forward. There will be days when you feel tired, days when you don't feel like doing anything, days when everything feels heavy. But those are the days that define you. Not when things are easy, not when everything is going right, but when everything is falling apart and you still choose to stand up. Just like Spider-Man, he didn't become strong because of his powers. He became strong because of his struggles. Every loss, every failure, every painful moment made him who he is. And the same thing is happening to you right now. You just don't realize it yet. Every problem you face is shaping you. Every hard moment is building you into someone stronger. So don't run away from your problems. Face them, fight through them, and grow from them. Because at the end of the day, no one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself, just like he did. And maybe that's the real lesson behind Spider-Man's story. It's not about swinging in the city or having powers. It's about never giving up, even when life gives you every reason to quit. So stand up, take a breath, and keep going. And keep going. Because your story is not over yet. You still have time to become stronger, to become better, to become unstoppable. Just don't stop, no matter what happens. Keep moving forward, just like Spider-Man did. And if this video helped you even a little, then make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because there's a lot more coming. Stay strong and keep going.